If you have been wondering about the seedling sale or the plant sale that is happening here at the end of April, then hopefully this video is helpful for you. If you're new here, my name is Roxana and I garden in Central Indiana in Zone 6. My last frost day is April 25th, and on this channel, Soil and Margaritas, you will find things that are related to everything that I do when it comes to gardening. I live in a very small lot in a city and I grow flowers, I grow vegetables, and recently I started renting a plot at one of my local community gardens and I have been really happy. And last year I decided to do a seedling sale of things that you can't really find locally, things like potted dahlias, Verbena wanariensis, large marigolds, cosmos, things like that, and it went really great. And this year I am working on setting up my second seedling sale, and some things are a little bit questionable, but a lot of other things are growing really amazing. So I am hoping that I can show you today, give you an update, so that if you are doing a seedling sale this year for the first time, hopefully there's a little bit of inspiration and a little push to know that it will be fine. It will be fine. At the time of making this video, I'm a little bit short of 3 weeks of when I'm planning to do the seedling sale, and that is all going to be weather permitting. I don't have a huge warehouse. I don't have a cover place where I'm going to be doing this seedling sale. It's going to be sort of like a garage sale type of thing, but for plants. So I am hoping, crossing all my fingers, I am hoping that the weather cooperates with me, because if not, then I'm just going to have to postpone it for the following weekend, and you know, things just keep on growing and growing. Let me show you a few things that I have that are making me really happy. This tray right here is full of Titonium and cucamelons. Last year I had only a handful of these Mexican sunflowers and cucamelons, and they all sold out. So this year I am doing a little bit more. I have half of a tray of the cucamelons and half of a tray of the Mexican Titonium. Look at that, and look at the roots. Hopefully you can see the roots there. They're growing so well, and I know that here pretty soon I'm gonna have to be switching these cucamelons, because they're going to want to start climbing and attaching onto things. So hopefully here in the next week I can start taking them outside. The weather looks great. Tonight we have a frost warning for Indiana, which is normal for this time of year, but when I have the chance, I am going to slowly transition these guys outside so they are fully ready to be planted outside after I have the seedling sale. So these are two of the plants that I'll have for the seedling sale. And by the way, if you live in the Indianapolis area and you would like to know more information about when the seedling sale is happening, where it's going to take place, send me an email. Let me know where you're located and I'll send you all of the details. Let me get this out of the way. And if you're wondering, if you're new here, all of my lights, I have 2 shelving units here and 1 shelving unit over there. All of my lights are off so that this video is not crazy busy. Here is another thing. This right here are my lovely mahogany splendor hibiscus. Again, last year I sold a few of these. I believe that I only had like 12. And my plan last year wasn't to sell them. I grew them for myself, but I had great germination and I definitely had plenty of plants extra. So I decided to sell them at the sale and they were a hit. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that gorgeous mahogany splendor hibiscus. Just imagine how well and how beautiful it's going to be here in 2 weeks. It's already like pushing side shoots and everything. It's beautiful. So I have 2 trays this year for selling at the sale. And this is, if you're wondering, this is going to be the size where they're going to be kept. And they're growing amazing. Look at that. Beautiful. Now, one that I'm a little bit disappointing, and it wasn't something that I did wrong when I tried to germinate the seeds. It was just a bad batch of seeds that I got. This right here is Verbena bonariensis. And this right here is the 120A tray. I thought I was going to fill them all out, but apparently I only have about 80 plants here, which this is the second batch of Verbena bonariensis, I believe, that I did. And again, I had a bad batch from a company that I'm not going to mention, but I should know better because last year I had trouble with nasturtium seeds from that same company. Needless to say, I am just going to be purchasing seeds from the companies that I know that the seeds work, so that I don't have any surprises. But when I realized that I was having really crappy, like 0.2 germination, I went and ordered more seeds from Johnny's. I got their biggest size because I got a huge size in seeds, because obviously the smaller packets were already sold by that time. But I mean, look at that beautiful germination. And yes, these seeds are definitely on the small side, but I don't think that these plants are going to be full and big enough for me to sell here in 3 weeks. What's going to happen is that I'm going to have to push these guys another 3 weeks probably. So mid-May I will have kind of like a small sale for Verbena bonariensis, and maybe even some things that that maybe don't sell the day of the main sale. But I mean, look at that, they're so tiny. I mean, they're gorgeous, but I am kicking myself for that. This right here is one of the many potted dahlias that I have that I am going to be selling. This needs a little bit of water. But these right here are the dahlia tubers that I overwinter from my own garden last year. And I went through my inventory already. I saved the tubers that I want to grow in my own garden. And all the leftovers that I have, all the extras, they are either going to be sold as potted plants, or they're going to be sold as single dahlia tubers. Look at that. I already pinched these guys. So all of these, I have like 4 shoots coming there. These are going to be just so gorgeous. Beautiful and healthy. Look at that. And if you're wondering, I am going to be having these sizes right here for the seedling sale. Last year, it was just so easy to have prices related to the colors of the pots. So this size will be one price, this color will be another, and this color will be another. It doesn't matter if they're vegetables, if they're flowers, or if they're dahlia tubers. I am hoping, or this year, I am trying to do most of the sizes in these 2.5 containers. These 2 came from Bootstrap, by the way. They have Bootstrap has a 5-inch containers that I wish I can use for dahlia tubers for growing them, but they're just a little bit too pricey. I mean, they're worth it, don't get me wrong, but I will have to price my dahlia tubers a little bit more than I'm comfortable with. But these are some of the cheap Amazon ones. I mean, you can really tell there is no comparison with the quality. But this is going to be great. I'm happy with this size, and this is going to be so easy for my husband, who's going to be handling the register, knowing what prices each color is. So hopefully it's just these 3 prices and the dahlia tubers a single. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that, so that if you're wondering about how you can price your things, that's how it's working for me. I'm not saying that's the best way to do it. That's just the way that it works for me so far. And again, this is only my 2nd year. And this right here, oh my gosh, these right here are all of my dahlia cuttings. I mean, these are gorgeous. They're a little bit light. They need a little bit of water. But these right here were the cuttings that I started taking in January, and some of the cuttings you will see smaller than others. Some of the plants are smaller than others. That's because some of them I took in early or late January, some others were mid-February, and I even took some in later in March. I have 3 of these trays of just dahlia cuttings. Like this right here is 32 plants. There's no way that with all of the potted dahlias that I already have and the tubers that I am saving for myself, there is no way that I have enough space in my small garden for dahlia cuttings. I am going to have to decide which of these cuttings I want to keep, and then I'll probably have to sell the rest at the seedling sale. One of the things that I am considering is that I am going to have to pot up some of this, maybe to a bigger size, maybe this blue size. There isn't that much extra space, but just a little bit, so that for the next 2 weeks they can continue to grow happily here. And some of this, like, my goodness, let me show you. Okay, let me see if I can show you. These guys are definitely ready. They're a little light. They need a little bit of water. Look at that beautiful. Look at that beautiful root system. That's just gorgeous. So these will definitely need to be pot up. I think that for selling, I will be happy selling them in the price for this size. And also, I don't know about you, but if I am going to be selling potted dahlias, I don't want to keep them both in this size, because I need to make sure that people know that this smaller size and the blue containers are the cuttings, and these are the ones with the dahlia tuber inside. So if I was buying a dahlia plant, I think that I would want to know that detail. I know that some people feel differently about buying cuttings, but I mean, these cuttings are kind of big. I mean, I haven't actually purchase a dahlia cutting myself. I almost did this year, but I didn't really quite could afford, you know, a $45 dahlia cutting. But I am going to price this very economical. Again, if you want to know more details about when the sale will happen, just send me an email and I'll send you all of those details. Let's see, I show you all of that. Let me show you a couple more things. This right here is so fun for me. These right here are all an entire tray of hyacinth bean vines, and my gosh, these again, I only had a few last year because I had limited amount of seed, but also I started them a little bit too early. And I had to do a second batch of whatever seeds I have left closer to the sale. So this year I'm definitely taking note of starting them later. But these guys are just so beautiful. And again, these were sold out so quickly last year that I'm so happy to see how these do. Look at that. Look at that beauty. These are gorgeous. And for these guys, obviously I'm not going to be potting up anything. The way that I did it is that I put the seeds in the size that I want them to grow, and I place 4 seeds on each container. My goal is to have 2, like this right here. My goal is to have 2 plants for container, but if all of the 4 seeds germinate, like this one right here, I am not going to be dividing. I don't think they will like that. I'm just going to let them be, and whoever gets here early, when I have the sale, you know, they're going to have to choose which one they want. Obviously, the early birds are going to be getting the best, but I don't know. This is just so fun for me, you guys. I know that there are many of you that are starting to sell plants for the first time this year. Let me know how that's going. Let me know if you have any struggles. Again, this is my 2nd year, so I'm super new. I'm just trying to perfect things from last year. Last year it was a great success for me. Hopefully this year I can document some things better. I can tell you what worked and what didn't. I am basing things from my own experience, from the things that worked for me last year. So hopefully things go really well. I mentioned the dahlia tubers. These right here, I have all of these. These are all of my Cornell Bronze. I think that I may have another bag of Cornell Bronze, but I just want to show you how these tubers are looking. I have lots of sprouts happening there. These are beautiful. Now, the biggest struggle that I have when it comes to overwintering dahlia tubers is that I don't have a room that is cold enough, but it doesn't freeze. I don't have any room like that. So this year I am doing the same thing that I have done in the past. I am using a vermiculite to put my already divided tubers in vermiculite, and I kept the Ziploc bags open, and they were in a dark, dry, warm room. They were in a room where it's about 65, 70. And I mean, yes, I lost a few tubers. I will say that the percentage was between 10 and 15% at the most. And with that amount of loss, I am perfectly okay, because again, I don't have the perfect conditions to grow this, and I don't mind losing some, but I mean, I already have plenty of tubers. And by the way, this Cornell Bronze is one of the most productive plants as far as blooms, but also the tubers multiply really well. Again, I already have a bunch of these that I'm growing for myself. I have a bunch of these that I am growing as potted plants for the sale, and I have plenty of tubers that I'm going to be selling as single tubers for the sale. So that's pretty much all I wanted to show you regarding the seedling sale. Again, if you are in the central Indiana area, in the Annapolis area, send me an email. Tell me where you're located, and then I'll send you the details so that if you can attend, weather permitting, if you can attend, you get all the details. Thank you for being here, you guys. I hope that you enjoy this video, and I will see you on the next time.